5,000 chimpanzees still live in Uganda. But danger surrounds them. A growing demand for charcoal and firewood is shrinking their habitat every day. And in the last years, chimps have even begun to leave the forests in search of food, creating deadly conflicts with farmers. But there is a different side to this story. In Uganda, some people are turning away from charcoal, and new forests are growing. They're setting up tree nurseries, teachers are talking about the environment in classrooms, and high-efficiency stoves are being built. And throughout the country, chimps are being rescued. We want to tell the story of how the Jane Goodall Institute, hundreds of villages throughout Uganda, and millions of Ecosia users are restoring the home of our closest living relatives. While Uganda's cities ever increase the demand for charcoal, there are signs of hope. In the western district of Hoima, we met Moses, who manages one of Ecosia's tree nurseries. When we pulled up, he was watering a bed of saplings. But we soon discovered that he wasn't always the chimp-loving forest defender that he is today.
Back in the year around 2011, I was truly a charcoal producer. But as time goes on, trees were getting finished. The primates, the animals, were actually taking off, running away from where they were because nature has been really totally cut down. Actually, when I came into my senses that charcoal was not benefiting me financially. Secondly, I was doing a disservice to my community. By felling down a tree, that's a very big disservice. By coming to seedling production, and then I found myself into senses of getting some money to support myself and the community. Currently, everybody wants to plant trees. Last year, we planted over 30,000 trees around the riverines. Imagine a child of 5 years having 10 trees. That's great. Now, whenever free days come, like in weekends, they visit my nice nursery site. We pot with them the water for me, the seedlings. At the end, I give them seedlings back at home to go and plant.
Moses taught us that you can't protect Uganda's chimps on your own. And to help him find the best planting locations and to make sure that his trees wouldn't be cut down, we've partnered with the Jane Goodall Institute. Jane Goodall is the world's foremost expert on chimpanzees, and she's dedicated her life to protecting them and their natural habitat.
The work that the Jane Goodall Institute does in Uganda, it's twofold really. One, it's about educating young people to understand the importance of trees. So there's a lot of planting of trees in schools. That's where I planted a good many trees, and helping young people understand the whole CO2 sequestration and how the trees hold water in the land. We have some wonderful demonstrations showing how when you bring trees back, it actually does bring a flow of water back to a place that was dried. And then the second one is the importance of planting trees to establish corridors between forest patches so that the chimpanzees can actually move as they used to from one forest patch to another.
Thanks to the corridors that we're planting with Jane Goodall, chimps can roam from one forest to the next, whether they're foraging or searching for mates. And the new trees have one further advantage. They are bringing water back.
I am Joram Basima. I am a father to 15 and I am married to one wife. In 1996, we cleared all the trees. In that time, the waters started decreasing slowly by slowly until when it dried up. We were very interested in knowing what would have gone wrong. This water source of yours dried out. Probably you cut down the trees, you cut off the whole forest. I planted bananas. In bananas, I planted coffee, and around we planted some avocado trees. So as they grew, as the trees grew, the waters started to come again. Since 2011 to date, the water has never dried up again.
A few miles down the road from Joram, we met Claire. Claire's a nurse who volunteers as a forest monitor and looks after the trees that Ecosia is planting with the Jane Goodall Institute. We spent an afternoon with her checking for illegal logging in a section of forest that was once chimp territory. And in that time, she taught us how forests can heal the land and its people.
The young people, for them, they think that's how the world is. They don't know how it was before. But again, these other old people do tell us, no, that one was not there before. The environment was cool, we would receive no more rains. But the young generation, for them, that's how they found it and that's how it is supposed to be. Some will tell you that school fees. We cut the forest down, we want to plant rice and get school fees. But again, you try also to explain to them, leave the forest standing, use these other new methods of farming, join business saving groups, you'll get school fees for your children. So people now are trying to wake up their minds. If we kept our forest standing and we leave these streams flowing as usual, life would be good and interesting.
"5,000 chimpanzees still live in Uganda. But with people like Claire, Joram, Moses, and Ecosia users like you, there is hope. The trees that you help us plant are not just a new home for the chimpanzees. They also create livelihoods, empower women, and restore the water cycle. Thank you, Ecosians.